And then maybe just the last thing to talk about is hook baits. What you say?
Well, you don't put too much water in it, you end up with a pricky control.
Have you had that problem before?
Aye.
You and me both. Just so nice and ground some hook baits. So that's essentially, this is your feed. All you're doing with that is, this here, your joker, all you're doing with that is feeding that. You're not really using that on the hook much. You can do, but that's maybe for another day. These are your hookers, your hook baits. So just show you that, I'll maybe grab a wee right. Show you how to hook this. This is very deep like this. So, in order to hook this is quite easy as well. Really easy in fact. All you're looking for is the best thing to recommend when you're picking out hookers is pick something that's a kind of medium size. See the big giant ones you get? You don't tend to use them very often, to be honest. Pick something that's a kind of medium size, something like that. Okay? And again, there's only a couple of ways of doing this. What you're looking to do, see the bloodworm there's got like a little green head on it? See that? It's got two distinct ends. It's got a green head end and it's got a little tail at the back there. You're always looking in the head because that's the toughest part. You're just lifting it up like that. And you hook it in the head like so. And that's a single hook bait. That's a really good bait for roach.
That's 26 foot or something.
Well, that'll be like an 18 or a 20. You know, you can be surprised that we can get away with 20 maybe that is. You don't need to fish with 24s and 26s, I wouldn't recommend that at all. Fish with a decent size hook, you know, a 20 or a 18, 20, 22, those are good sizes. So that's a good bait for roach. What you can also do is, and typically when you're fishing for roach, you're fishing just off the bottom, you know, an inch or two off the bottom. If you maybe want to pick out a better fish, you can maybe put on a second worm and continue to fish that just off the bottom, like that. What you can also do is you can just lay it on a little bit, you know, an inch or two on. That's quite a good way to catch some better roach, so the better size roach will often pick that up. Or maybe the odd skimmer, it's a good bait for that too. So that's the second way of doing it. And the third and last way of doing it, I fish this way a lot myself personally on the big lake, fishing for big fish, you know, big skimmers, and for carp, I'll fish a bunch of bloodworm. It's maybe important to say I would do this on a bigger shoot, you know, I would do this on an 18, or maybe even a 16. And you can fish a bunch of bloodworm, you know, 4, 5, 6 bloodworm. Just fish meal and lean, or in the sips matches I'll use super cup only, because they're not allowed to use fish meal. So that's what you call a blobber jam. That's what you hear guys talking about. I fished a blobber jam. That's what they fish there. And I'll lay that on the bottom. You know, maybe 4 or 5 inches on the bottom. And you're looking to use that to pick out fish, skimmers, proper skimmers, and carp. But mostly when you're fishing with bloodworm, you're fishing a single bloodworm just off the bottom, and you're catching little roach and little skimmers and all that kind of thing. So that there is a good way of catching fish that are a bigger size. And a bit later in the last hour, the last hour is a good time to try that. Blobber jam. Really good bait. You know, if there's things like perch and stuff in your tag as well, they'll pick that up. You know, they're attracted to it because it looks, it's big and it's bright and it looks like a good bait. So that's really it. So in 20 minutes, that's really bloodworm and joker fishing. It's not really difficult to do. It's just the best thing I can maybe advise you to do is maybe fish 1 or 2 of the matches where bloodworm and joker's allowed and have a bit of practice with it. Once you've done it once or twice, that's pretty straightforward. Everything you would normally do in a match, changing your presentation of feeding off the bottom and on the bottom.
Is it just as effective
you do all
in
the same
shallow
things.
ponds?
We don't tend to fish it on the shallow ponds here. We tend to fish it on the main lake because there's more silverfish, roach and skimmers. But you know, in shallow ponds where there are lots of fish, it's just as effective. If you read any of the magazines, for example, about some of the top fisheries down in England, where they fish, where they're mostly just ponds that are 4 foot deep, 5 foot deep, they fish bloodworm and joker a lot in the winter time. You know, it's a bit of a myth that bloodworm and joker is a bait for catching just roach and skimmers. That's not true. Carp absolutely, and F1s absolutely love joker. So if you're feeding bloodworm and joker on the main lake, you're not discounting the carp. You're actually going to catch carp if you're clever about it. You know, in the winter time when we fish these 6 matches between now and Christmas, I'll rarely use anything other than bloodworm and joker and some maggot. That's all I'll use.
Pinky.
Pinkies as well. I think a good bait. Three fluoro pinkies is a really good bait for big scallops. Just pinkies and maggots and this. That's it. No worms, no pellets, nothing like that. Just this. And you can be catching little small fish for most of the match, and as it gets later in the day, then you can be starting to think about what do you do to catch a better skinner or maybe a carp. You know, you can get a really nice kind of mixed bag of fish.
How sensitive a float would you use for that? And say 8 feet of water.
8 feet of water, you can maybe use something like 0.6, 0.8, something like that. Just, you know, proper roach floats. I mean, I've set that one up there just to show you, but I really only use that in perfect conditions because it's a slim body float. But most of the use are kind of a body float with a nice sensitive vessel, 0.8. And then if you're fishing long, maybe 13 or 14 metres in deep water, and you want to put a bait on the bottom, step your rig up, you know, because it's important that the bait's stable. So you might be fishing a gram or even a gram and a half. Because what you want to do is you want to put that bait on the bottom, and you don't want the float moving. Because if the float moves, the bait moves. What you want to do is just get that down. The float's nice and stable, the bait's nice and stable.
Carbon up wire stem. Wire stem would be better.
I use wires mostly.
Get a back shot on it.
Mostly wires, because wires are more stable. I think with bloodworm and joker fishing, I always err on the side of stability. So I would rather fish a wee bit heavier maybe than I would need to, just to make sure everything's nice and stable. Because you can lift and drop the bait as well. So if you've got a nice stable float, it makes it easier to lift and drop the bait. You know, if you're maybe fishing a single bloodworm like that, and you're fishing just off the bottom, like so, you maybe drop it and you don't get a bite, lift it and drop it, and quite often you get a bite there. Lift it, drop it, bite there. So that's a really good trick. You know, remember when you put that joker in on the bottom, it'll move around, moves naturally. So if you're just lifting and dropping the bait a little, all you're really doing is mimicking what the joker is doing around about the feed area. So that can be a really good way to do it. All right. So I think we'll kind of wind up there. That's 25 past. You're kind of drawing it pass for your match, but I know some of you lads are maybe fishing in the club match tomorrow, and the bloodworm and joker's allowed. So if you're on the bank tomorrow and you want to try a few of these things, and you want to just ask if you're doing it the right way, or you're unsure about how to do it in the morning, just give me a shout. Me or one of the other guys I'll give you a hand. So you're right. All right.
Thank you very much, David.